abusunya we de ajebre na hwe video yi sema ba akopɛ na menka wasɛm bi NDC for no ankasa num nsɛm enne esum mu afidie yi wo mo afidie na yi wo mo o ayi wo mo papa minim sɛ san komo we ye omudi ye die efri na ekɔ no mo kasa o mo badwene da ache pa ansa no mo babonten e de nsɛm bia ba betodwa ye nte video nwie na ewie a adsɛm a lawyer adoma pia aka masa ehu ye ntie wo yinimbra
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebe bie TV channel a mo amu yesi ni nyina ye di local content ni beguso wo pese wo hwɛ sa channel na utua dwumadi a ye wo conference center e won kran wo kumase no antumi amba ye wo dedicated TV channel a wo betumi ahwɛ wo di umomo no atua na wo hwɛ ne live a sika no bɛkɔ artists ni ho e bɛkɔ producers ho e bɛkɔ mo ye no we ni hyehyɛ ye pa yedi abukwan mu eti aya omo dada mu abusa say atem meden menyason faso. So we have an end-to-end policy programs and ideas that is going to transform the creative arts.
It's about time we make politicians know we voted them into power. The cowardice that Christian leaders have been made to and religious leaders have been made to is a shame, and I'm embarrassed with some of our clergymen. As much as we are interested in our titles and the big titles and who we are and how long we served, I'm yet to hear certain people speak against these manners. And for me, that is a shame. And so it starts from my home too. It starts from the clergymen. It starts from the religious clerics. It starts from the home of the chief imam. It starts from the chairman of Christian Council. It starts from the apostolic leaders. It starts from apostolic fathers. It also starts from the Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, and Anglican, but also beyond that, it starts from the charismatic leaders. We've been too quiet, and as much as we are grumbling, everybody wants to impress certain people, and that is the nonsense for me that must stop.
And I am appealing to politicians not to politicize homosexualism, because if we don't take care in our bid to try to be politically right, we'll be offending people who love us dearly. And I have a saying that the people who love you, don't hurt them. And so let us think about the welfare of them. Let's also know that the religious even community, and not just the religious community, the traditionalists, the culture, and our kings and our chiefs are also against it. So let's find a place well in our heart to make sure this bill doesn't become like what it became the last time. We wish President John Dramani Mahama well. He's somebody that I will not hide away from. I know him very well. He's my good friend. In fact, you can say you don't have his number. I have his number. And I'm not ashamed to say I have his number. He's my big brother. Do you understand? Yeah. Somebody I revere. And sometimes you have a relationship with somebody. I'm praying that God helps him to get the people around him to build him to that capacity where he will come to that place and know that the God of the assemblies of God he serves will protect and support him, definitely, regardless of what his station is. God, and the same God that has been a source of inspiration this many years past till today, will be his hope for the days to come. Lord Dina Mahama, his wife will be protected, his children will be protected, and nothing will happen to him. That thing of that fear that is being placed on our leaders in Africa, this nonsense must stop.
With grave concern, the rampant and unbridled increase in petroleum prices demonstrates that the Akufo-Addo government is insensitive and heartless to the ordinary Ghanaian. It is equally important to put on record that Ghana is a net exporter of oil. Therefore, when prices of oil at the international market rises, Ghana must benefit, and this benefit must be translated to the ordinary Ghanaian. When prices go up, because we're a net exporter, we gain more. And so it cannot be the case that international oil market prices are going up, and yet Ghanaians are suffering from the windfall that we make from petroleum exports. The recent increase have only resulted in worsening of the living conditions of the already impoverished Ghanaian under the Akufo-Addo presidency. One cannot but come to the conclusion that the Akufo-Addo-led government has run out of ideas. Hence, their decision to resort to such rampant petroleum increase.
So the first directive that Cabinet has issued is that the finance and energy ministers should take immediate steps to reduce the price of fuel through the removal of some taxes and margins on fuel, effective the next pricing window, which is about a week from today. And this is supposed to be done as soon as possible. Second, the transport minister has also been instructed to ensure the expedited deployment of newly acquired Metro Mass buses. You recall that over the weekend I announced the arrival of 100 Metro Mass buses. Another batch of 100 buses are expected in August, and then the last batch of 100 are expected in November to make up 300. But currently we have 100 available, and the transport minister has been instructed by cabinet to ensure expedited deployment of these buses in high traffic corridors to ensure that it alleviates any difficulties that may have arisen out of the recent fuel price increases. The transport minister has also been charged with ensuring that these Metro Mass buses, in addition to the existing ones, charge or maintain transport fares which are lower than what private sector operators charge. And this is to ensure that Ghanaians are cushioned, especially when we reach peak periods at the rush hour. In addition to this, the president took the opportunity at the cabinet meeting to remind all ministers and senior government officials and appointees to adhere strictly to his ban on fuel allowances and the allocation of fuel. And this applies to all ministers and senior government officials. Let me indicate that the reduction or removal of some taxes and margins, as I've indicated, which should lead to a reduction in fuel prices, effective the next pricing window, is supposed to last for an initial period of 4 weeks from the next pricing window. After the 4 weeks, the situation will be reviewed, and as and when it is deemed necessary, appropriate actions will be taken. So these are the major decisions taken at today's emergency cabinet session on fuel price.
Akufo-Addo nyame we nyame o. Anado dankwa I say Beni me mo ache no pe nyame nshraw. Na nyame awsom no Anglican nyame no. Da bia obedi wachi oba Vindicated. E dey me za okwa Anglican. Oba kwase da bia na akwa asore ntem no abehye fie. Nti obi tiwa o nimze wa nkoba bia ba na wa wie wa asore. O Anglican nyame no obedi wachi da bia. Oba Vindicated e wo watamfo anim. Ayi David was say otome pro matamfo anim. Mi kuruwa aye mabuso yie ni adoye nkwa na bedi wachi. Private member bill. Your time is sank make mu achiro. Time na mo dey konokra, it was wrong from inception. Your constitution anymore. Say private member say or introduce a bill, it must not have effect on the budget. E betena akai that time mo ye no. So omo hwe ho ye, it must not have effect on the budget. O pass a bill na say won't me enforce so they are. O pass aye dey. That's also be enforce the bill now. Whose money dey require enforcement? Na Sam George fee say or ye dey Akufo-Addo because yasman say koye no hoye. Me said President Mahama Banase wanya, I'll put fire on him. Sam George make kayo and now we communications minister cabinet meeting kobi prime minister entino kai no say na no o kan asem say onso so matizo elder wa sorry bim enti eldership no manim play out na ho me baby e ko wan ni ade no obia na say mu direction no dada romans of work on ho our Jubilee House. Oka jom ze yemtu yemafo. Ni started from school mu. I want to trim the onye. But mi yonko de onye. Ni meeting with Yeroya Okasa says those days no kasa no ye engage as of phone. catch a Sakufado, I didn't know where na once and just that's a bonibia should be mada. And in natural America, the numbers are there. Mope some pass here, hey, mopen you know, under the certificate of agency. If you're not Pakistan, you remember I said you're not coming because you have the numbers in parliament. First reading, second reading, third reading, bam. Eba asent me hu utumi awo.
The minority ye the crowd back when we hear Juba. I'm not
concerned about the merits of the bill. I'm not concerned about it. But I'm concerned about a statement that we hear. But for statement coming bill na me kan ho asem. But be kan ho asem na make kind of constitutionality of it. But the merits in family. But we would there. As of when him now share bo. And we are told, as of for a man of God, we have believed it from infancy. The men of God, no, not God's representative and him now Jana Woka. Are you telling us that President Mama? Which representatives and him? So, me so for tone or the Casana cry mystery. Young compare tone or the Casa Kufado time. Young compare tone or the Casane. We must be. Oh, you see, assembly say, now know that day, not following be or why, no more send their principled position. And near the year, Amamu, and then the Atiakoda. Eh, we leave it to God. The entire makers are good for Yami and Yamino. Be Cantonus to be one way or the other. The way kind and no abanaso. Of course, I'm Georgia, they are, and no abanaso. President Mahama was say a year 7,000, 6,000 miles away, Ukraine. Na amamoni ya muni yinti na abanesa. Na no buy na wo say ona ye papa no. Ultimate petrol so. Was in mama mu obu. Yes sir. What petrol so? Magic na de petrol so no. Fate so na biem. Sa na nye world forces are. And a magic and now yeah exceptional governance skills now not me the a tea petrol so and that is so share 2023 na barrel of crude it hover around $78 to $83. In fact now 96 and a bar between 73 and 80 78 and 83 2003 2024, I'm 70 to 80. October, na I'm sa price no. And na fuel no ya no hwe ya, enye yi. And I'm see the economic price na eton. Na angel for ye program be outdoor. E wo studio na nimu ho. Me ko bi. Na ate won na kakra no mo de traffic in the chair. Be no more animal. Also traffic lights you. Into traffic in the chair. No more day. Microphone akoma drivers no. Me do ala. What's the one I say? We NPP ni ana wa wanza witiri. Ovan back be. Color red. Akwansa ain petrol Buor. You bet 20 amu. Ampa oma 20 aye. Ene na nyese petrol na akufo na ntrim ode no so ode gidi ode gi o ene na chicha my calendar back one say 17 for diesel say 17 for diesel sa truck driver no e bia say no minim chama me hu ene wadi nkomo no biem ene net say because ya ka che ne say akufo na ntrim ode no ode ko no da kwaje sa na Ukraine dia wodo ho a meanwhile Ukraine and Russia omu ye suppliers of oil anya sam ketwa pan no boy din heat omu me no produce na kese iron rods ni steel omu ye no ye na kese and now see ne kwan wa mfire ho obi ntoka de fa ho be era mama usmo fu fel rozu azo meka de njire usmo azo meka de njire ede na ayi fire ho Persian Gulf en fire ho ma petrol no so nte na betimi because all the magic identity petrol so you have the magic identity petrol time one now buy now access what in 2025 no brand him the bedre petrol ne te ba $65 from 80 no te ba $65 and sa be wie between 50 and 55 a drop 50 to 55 the 2025 and now to meet so bani ye na asa una ye nya una now yes how a born na detect there o de beje and a born number 55 compare with obi dia na 96 baka chere Ghana for say the three more than a petrol no bo was no 96 and ne ntokwa iba ye e call 155 Trump gas on wako break for 2 weeks and a drop bar over below 100 or some catch them say o man hwe be ya na san shoot to go over 100 entino na me can double tank math for asem say wano no o dane ne mienu na dane ne say ya nipa nyi woni and so that wano tentem ntino on say ne mama papa back wa very aso for na very yes God's no omunim wiye so that dane wano they did not study you well but ne o ma very because they catch them opposition am mo gina mo na so bomb paye a born sembo over 10 minutes no and then no can different thing enti petrol dey no so no ye o de be dey ye dey ye nyintum utumi tesu ma na ye enti ese o tesu bra ese se wo tesu driver for no kan chance on tesu emeto babia of ayido fa no o de babia fa no 14 11 na of fa no on sa family gina say dey na koku for no kan o masem na no koku so betu ayiwom boho no di nsu asi ho me ye pete so ene koku ra boy say akufo do be hia oyone ye friend COVID-19 ebe say ye bibia disjoint ye program na maso am interchange ka ho yentimi anwe market wo central market because you all know bosia no Ghana for should get this nye ye nyina ye sika no na ye de ye gigiska yi wo tax there more than a fan ye de twa adwuma ye foka titem bia ye bobosia na ye tafre ho na ye dane ho ye tafre ho za e de adwuma na ye twa bisa na sana aban bia ye no de konanim sana aban bia ye no de konanim ena eduru se ye kobo bi no de wo kobo bosia no hunu the outcome of the air bano into osuro se ne bosia no promise no o de be ma ho osuro and the my your projects na a halt here you took advantage mo fawe ho bro nya ho wie crackers and am the year campaign and said the offer bro nya ho the year campaigns and nanka wo anka be ne ye no and e bi ato ye ne ye ato ye ne ye my all that we need is a petrol no bo form ne board in dodo President Mahama we are telling you ne board in dodo okoto petrol back wa o se dum so levy that so 1 cedi and to talk gallon back one who tria 4 cedis 50 pesos yi free so ne yen so pay asem na ni mambu yi free so because he levy a campaign he levy all the d levy no yi free so because transport boy dia e kan e ma bia do okofa tomato so aba do okofa banchi aba do de board e concrete ni nyina no driver ni be charge am na ma bo akosoro nti food eba tables no so na boy de di levy na say dey be solve dum so no me baby amete de ya boy din no ya twere munue ya twere munue na say bia da not a day be pass na onya be 5 times that be lucky na 5 times so what dey mpo wo yi na say wo tranye ye na ni stabilizers a oni ma nyina be say me wa na ya ji dum so ade na da bia o di levy beto o first time o di levy to fu also say o de solve dum so afi kra de mo ka che say ye use phone dodo anita de so ye use phone dodo ntina ayina amana banti ye nyai phone use ni use bako mo ka che say ayi papa yo ko so ja ya no kan o mama mu we hu dabi nyeso akwaku de ne papa ne ko we ayi oye senior man power a champion penso no odwan ni omo oso ntimi akotogo if the kitchen dabi we were a gaman nye gweblo oso ntimi akotogo if the kitchen is too hot get out catch say if the kitchen is too hot get out and then no wa banya media chew Ghana for aboa abaji de ye pen set petrol so na to kokko bo no ma nko gina de akufa de to ye no 3,100 because they be kokko ni no kra na no wa carry wi on san tria ne ka no ebi last year the onya no the big control voxy also say ba ban voxy no so what you tell nzami no agu na chi o mesre mo enye manso akufo ado be hia oye ne covid-19 no supply chain e breaki nyema na ofa no container odi free China eba na otua 2200 no ekowi ase 6600 akufo ado penso na nyema wura no sa 4000 difference na abeka ho no mfa to ne nyema so oye no se wonti ase na chinchina yakufo ado na ma nyema bo aye den covid mu ana ewiase nyina wa ho yehiam na teacher fo tena fie bo so me nkron kufo ado tua omka koko ya wo tie so yi obehia bi oba afoforo obehia bi oyone de mo sika mo koje nsa mo de beto koko no mo ma mfa nto that match sika no so na ho obobusia maintain price and all the tutu mu e ba ya beduru 3100 kajam da nyabe mom 7000 na ni so ni nyina achi no obeye ensu e wa fuma mo magu ma de so abewi asese ne no yate so dabi oya sanu ai Ghana for any bring back the price na 3100 do almost 500 no fa but 3100 no fa bra back yes see hospitals agu ho let's say for TV drop on hospital na ya juma manipa kom ibusa me secretary me friend buzano ya juma manipa kom obi jwa kacha sa santimai ya amamohia ofori krom hospital mfidie gum but you don't want to open jachi mfidie gum you don't want to open so obi kacha me say mfidie nyina manwie ya sa nipa no lepe ba bi na kojina ne adi nkomo ye wi anama kofa na ba fie because onim hospital enye hospital bia organa ha na akwa abenya mfidie bia ye hia. There's no single hospital organa. There's no single hospital organa ha. Mfidie bia ye hia bia akwa abenya. Anka ye benya bi sa na ene panimu bia yare wo aban mu amon kwa abroche. Si benya bibia ye hia a cheke ya panimu bia yare amon kwa abroche. Ebi wa it make a choose ye de mu you know ye nipa na je ne kwa abroche. Such as say yenya bibia biem. But the hospitals are operating. The hospitals are operating. Confanoche, in video be an abeko abenya. But they are operating till the no. Make do with that. Fire Juma. Because chips compound cry be. Chips compound, you be manipa kwa jayarsa. So why are we doing this to ourselves? And nurses goofy and hospitals go yenye Juma. Drabonso Chedie Swami Sabronumu Bekwai ye bie ni nyina no Kumawu hospital and referrals free agogwa na agidin eko Kumawu hospital because corner so benya certain disease like can say hypertension ni sanya man bi da afidie ho no timi kire was by the next 6 months 1 year one take this precaution you are likely to get this Kumawu kufado nsa no adaroma obi ntimi nka nkire meze Kumawu nka Ashanti region ho che kufado anya hwia maye wa ye bibia maye pa cupboard na mudi sisi ho sika ne san ye e wo kwamado 4 pence ye buy now we have to dismantle the cupboards and start again and ye build here for me na yaye Kumawu yaye drop on so sabro num swami twede manso nkwanta nipa gumu ya juma ho then you tell me say Asante Maya amamohwe because interchange ni yantimi anwie ayampa but you to wasam na akoto mana na asa wotena fie ze hwan bibi hwan yo wan goto no and that 40 and of course what the battery tie adam was sika ni ho mi wa onya sika kodua ya Asanto a kwa unzuzu a omonya sika koto kwa unzuzu a ya nya sika to pad free SHS was enye okuta 2 billion a onfanye free SHS nkura no ko wie a opese wode ne ho betwetwere mu ntu was makoto pad ama ma ne ye che pad ni ma mema sa pad na ye che ma mema no odi koye den ada na ye mfasika no meye so amenta change ai kan de ope sa ku fuade na so wie wa anwie odi ne sakan oguso o ye na covid be bomu sika ne nhye ne botom aye bosia bo na akọ onya bi wie ye no na o ezete obetwa so amenta change ye mfa nhye tirim no se enye so am no nko aso na ye interchange no abusuya kuru aside ko hede ya adwuma wo that stretch no so papa so for line abuakwa And the whole after for 8 years. And I could afford the baby. Busa regional minister. Only want to make a car once a more. Nana do so at your baba bay. First $25 million or Mutriana Bofonze de Ateka. 8 years and I'm my econo. Omontia. Second 25 million almost the Ati. We paid about 3 times. I'm the tea debt and that wa muja hoko. You are the good for the Bobos and Addo. I don't know kind of crazy. So full line interchange. President most big so catch it as I'm afraid of the Great Ashanti projects. This is too big. As the so full line Ashanti one Ghana Faso now watch Ashanti region Ghana Faso. Ye fa hoko sunyai. Ye fa hoko isrim because ene oko ayina peso duru ntemo a kufu da Roma. Bechem to Afrancho war Dr. Chekromo Afrancho Akumadan. She ayina third road away ho. Enti traffic na wa ha no. Cars ni bebe na om dodge fa Sunyan road. Odru Bechemu a no afa oh. Na wo attachment ya to Afrancho. O pese oba from a aye bypass ni bi da ba from do beba Akumadan. Wo hwe sa nwuma we nyina achi. Na ka kire me say na Akufo Addo anya hwe ama santemaya. Na wo pese o kan no kire no, okay. And a young family. And you for long distance.
Yeah, for long distance.
And call long distance. And why in 7 years as it says yes. Unchanged ya now no kroma now change says yes. Now you see, so I'm say a young family car. Japan, Japan problem. Japan problem back home almost say. Our population age. Carry ya in 1927 no aka chem said in 1927 na omo do no na young family and the Japan ni one pana chokra ongo Japan ni ongo do no na otwika na irete front na chire 5 seats and as a young family car professor as a doctor can say come again sana omo ka kire o abrofo no ka kire o omo no omo dudu ayo mo problem who say China crack of ayi by say omo one and the China crack of also omo bi omo the benefit of population say doors one wild crack me ton wa de ma wa ho nti obi say o ma oni ma ni kuro mo the tariff ato so cry mfa ho nti omo pa jo Japan and omo bed na omo say nkra na be omo say omo na system ni mo ayede
yeah.
Now, a near design a car just about 5 years ago. No more. You design a 7-seater as a family car. Sitting this is more. You see, you crew me my Ajuma harbor for a long time.
Okay.
You walk car, you the ban car be out the bedroom chrome hana a van. Now we do not could teach magazine. Now way, neither ye dear Fanipa. And also, Amokan was say. Brunini and the Vano. I don't know if German Fanipa. So you two still free right by left near prayer. A biba as van. But I baby as your friend say buses because we in chance in if not the shame not the city simwa. Me a friend the bus. Oko now kotria ayi wo ayi oko register or DVLA. Ya jo conversion fee. I converted from van to bus. Ni I just fee no as penalty. And the Germany Juma. There are so many things that I'm pursue a transient discussion. We can contribute to Sanya Man's Omon Pep Quanfo for. Yen fixed Kumasi Accra Road Nanya Asante Fonquan Faso. What a animal road are different crime by yen fixing ya could draw bridge home. Oh, bones them why are they? What draw bridge home as qua? We printing as qua. So why are the Mekwan Krumu Quino? Eba Ukrumu, Udi 8 hours not jaba. Ordinary Nanka for
but lawyer somehow cannot get and one because some boy find in scrum the Bible say and get high mileage vehicles by for paved roads. The Ghana paved roads no yes say that when you can run up taxi back room taxi near passing yaka
Bruni and say Vanyede. Car dear, won't mean cast away a passenger car way in your passenger car. Or casting your passenger car, their driver non quan entrum. And in your car. Well, the Nipper Biotica will be a passenger. Let's get that right. Nipper Biotica will be apart from the driver, a passenger. The only difference is a fair paying passenger and a difference. And I may buy me to tell you no radio be a month to once. And I'm my friend station back was I may pet. I know my friend no you want to know when you back or casa. Or say Adena, I know. I'm not your mom in the first place because she's been hooked by a reporter. I say about 1 said 20 and one on a dear or share on a walker. I mean that's on awkward man. Or the private car acquire us for a taxi. Taxi no for taxi. And the young no vexa a private new vexa a taxi. What's the difference by the woman? The difference in say you are a passenger in a car or on a bus because yes you would share fair paying. When she has ganges on your passenger, insurance some consider as a passenger. Insurance some consider as obi a wakotana when you're not a passenger. The difference is that we the mitriaka we or the chairman and answer with them papa the antimetrama mintria. That is a but what na dia o ye passenger enti de ye ma passenger ya anya ma passenger na omunya ika na egu amumasuafo ani mase.
But lawyer Addo Pia, I'm so interested. Ernest.
Keke.
Ghana, yeah, who are
you can. You see, the lawyer Ekin, the boss Ekin, Minia. So what share economy, transport system is one of the key areas. Now, Okasano, make a point say the best thing about what the Omukika Dumnia Dani in a yakwain. Inti abaine she na kwai na aka no wanye no nye. That is all. Keke.
Masabeka say meant for paved roads.
You see, obi onipa na kasa akwa se ono ko school wie no na ye totu classroom, ye totu dan ye mi school dan bi am obi anko school. You don't tell this. On ka same way emfa nkyere Ghana for me nyintu. Keke eye ne ana Ghana ha yesesa ye de ka eba yesesa nistia eye ne enye ne sina lawyer kai no obeto ka no wupeja oma ewo ho oma ye na kwan no ena om de rubber ahyehye ho anya bia keke wo sesa na enade na ye de ye no eno so yasesa. What does it doesn't change anything. Na so be ka say ties egu ase eye for if any saying private na the ties sesa no to ba so kire say ka ni free abrochire ho na beduro Ghana ha tie na she ho no drivers no mo sesa na say drivers nim say or commercial ties driver bia nim say or commercial ties ka ne ba no ba ye commercial was a sector commercial ties and they go ase. So what are they? Yes sir.
So once is an employer once is an some say a private often if you guma
what do you want to buy
yen ba gona legum
what do you want to buy enti assemble plan no yesere wo mo say the lawyer kan no mama wo bi emfa kire simbi ko say bi na adwuma ko fem eninti no person me take advantage over the system. They shouldn't try because a man for invest a man for sika na sa haircut om dey be the minua en nke bi si da en kasa de om dey be e bi si da. Yes, because ready no modi kama koko for haircut o what you say modi kama om haircut no om dwuna om ho say modi bia beto a driver for so another one sa be ka ho e be yesre om fancy wa na keke mesrew ma memra eye LGBTQ asem no. You see ye best Ghana for civil sa saying civil societies ne ho ne other ones no Ghana nsesan
there is certain
yes Ghana nsesan Ghana ne ya team 2024 no 2025 no eye Ghana corona na ne ya team 2026 ana Ghana ye values and sign ya mamre any the way you live your life and sign e wo bra NDC e wo so yi any bra na NPP wo so and sign ye culture na ye nananom gidie ya sofo agidie say ye de Christoph man sebe ya bonsomsom man even Christo man ya bonsomsom ne nkramo no ye chiri bema no oba enamu nsem oba no oba mu namu nsem ye chiri and say sign and na John Dramani Mahama the president ofosu kwachi wo mo fa ade we de so aye Ghana ha ba bia ko ye kama ye kire say na Akufo-Addo ye verse the second coming of Antichrist wa bra na Akufo-Addo to na num tuo say meme so sansem fun sebe I'll make sure say parliament this documentation you know the bar me sign say nye sebe private member bi na de quarter na Akufo anka ba de sanko wa sign and now me no ka say ye to aba ama NDC say omo ka say parliament omo bie fufuro ko no mu NPP MP sa do be so mo ye bie omo betimi aye omo hia NPP for NPP betimi akasa e bie Ghana for na che say ye ni sia na beboa ye ko ni sia na beboa ana meboa ba so omo fa de omo pa no omo fa pe emra na wo ho mo de ye adwuma ne de sa na tie ana meboa now president will be bia say nkase ne omutimi kwa mano etimi ba Ghana e kwa nsore e kwa na nam ho e gina he ka sa LGBTQ asemi e de kire Ghana fo che so mo no do Ghana omu ye Christopher papa omu ye Nkramofo papa enti Ghana fo ma ne show mo sa no me pass enne omu ba ya NDC aban e ka che don many Mahama e ka kire ye say enye Ghana fo de Ghana fo hwehwe ene de Ghana fo hia wo mo eni sa gay sem na ye ka no na Ghana fo pe kwa be fa so menya adwuma aye e kwa be fa wetu o mo ka e kwa be fa so a anye bia no o ma bra bom e be koyie na adwuma e betimi abama Ghana fo mebuna nya bia ye na mom enye LGBTQ wasem na Ghana fo hia ene de John Dramani Mahama e ka che ye nananom a oba mo ho be kan nsem de kire mu e ma NPP e ye sebe sasabonsam e wo Ghana ha ye nya media houses etimi sori fra no pokop manwumre e bu abanyechi about this issue John Dramani Mahama etimi abeka say even ade ha no kura se nko okoje honorary degree e wo outside na because of yes see saade wenti yan fama no ono ha no Ghana the media enti na eyeme yese sebi ebimo omo me ehunu say it's not about Ghana ne nkan ko no hia wo mo it's about mo botom say de se nyame adum NDC bo so me omo da payroll so entu ko kana mo ano ye den na o chekere se mo a the following month on ka ho odi be free list ne so enti now the media na mara ko ye say enye Ghana ne adwene ho ebimo enye Ghana we are thinking about our selfish interest na ke Ghana pa na media adwene ho a Ghana kan ko Ghana mebunu Ghana values ene hia wo mo a enkanek mechimi aka sen ko mabuma John Dramani Mahama pressure amene enko no akaska ho tunu ho ade so pani esiye demonstration ahodo e course so ensema mo kan no Ghana memu a edu group NPP so e wo sa ade we ho no o se nkabade side ka John Dramani we so nko tie akonwa so enso obeka se sebe pani aya ade bi obi ayinani obi ante woti ase obi ante enene hwe aya na ye me ya say me de say me regional secretary here I think say now baby the current regional minister Eddie Ensembi fa aye didi agoromasa we shouldn't joke with it. It's a very serious and damning to our party in this region. Sure, you feel say I don't know why you know. Social media and sense say and throw na wo twitwa no enye bibia ba ehu ye because o hwe se no mutimi NDC timi twa ntoro ema Ghana fo gitu mu entu ano no korese egitu mu enne edi Ghana fo tiri mu dem Asante tiri mu dem e wo NPP ho no. We have to start very fast. Na niema ye nyina ye kan ye na ye kan na sabi Asante man omo di enua kese hyehyɛ omo tum aye kan omo tie no. We should come back and explain no matter how many times we talk about it. Hwɛ enani okasa regional minister, former regional minister. Ebe responded. Now look at the kind of project who do an explanation. What the man ya sabi, but dream be beer or dakete so. Edwini, what send more obetiasi. What for your Venice Central Market? Unfinished project, what for Swami? And so dear, what for your Venice Obuasi dear? Now hear the reason behind all these things. Any near man. Ekoye sebe ekoji en sabemu a yantimi an complete sa niema we no enne obi sori a na ubie wano a MPP dey na mo yema Asante man but because MPP ye bi we did a lot because so hwe akwan wo ka kire say wo for Ghana ha the whole region Asante man si eka region na ewe pa wo kwan so a na MPP Ghana Asante man ni ototutu with the exception of Takrade. He mentioned Western region hospitals. What kind? You be look at the number of hospitals ye whole project SCC here a complete here. Look at the roads. And then my dad for back community castle ye did ever no Ernest me kwa fire your friend is saying estate no command pon one will be changed so one for Kenya say we draw uncle Fabo sorry straight and was Ernest me for ho kwa bridge say the moye kwan na ye timi penti akufo so akufo de say me nya na mo to amunyan no and am say masam ho nam tie and then me to me ko your friend is saying fadia me I don't use me fa even duasi biem me first state straight na me nam your friend is saying Japia na makoti esi fadia na me ko young people na yes akwan we you so we need to tell the people what say you staging near making sure so within the region ye ma Asante mehu ya sebe ya ma Asante abro ni ye no the next send here antem so ye enu ye na afa de na fatati ye na sha ase a sebe ofofie antoata enti no ya besere say o man na ye buo NDC etwa antro beje ye no ensesan eye sa man ko de na sa time no na ye se ye mpe ne enu nye ho no next so ye chiri enti se NDC enya ye nka ho asem ye mo ntiase asofo ne nkasa se mema na man na no still aye ne nye ho ene de wo majority de opi we batimi aye mo da sori enne na de enje no me Muhammad e fa ni say o mo se de be bill private one bill ne events emergency bills bi ko mo ko pass ya eno mo de ye ene de ba de na NDC ka so mo be ka say o mo ye o mo ntimi nye e parliament wo enti yesere wo mo se do mo di ja eto ye so no sila no niema na I say president me hu say ehu hia no enka na brabo enka na dwene ho kura
na mo asa de o kana wa soja ediasi eso no I always say boss ba bia wo de o wie na bia no ye minute pedal crossover boss ba enfa a yellow instead very funny and there was sasa no and our president Mahama number and na
so he talk to him in private akufo de no nya na wonya you see Ghana for ntiase no mu kwan ya media no ebi mu de ye fa so entro mu twaye eni se mu kan ye ne ye tuo mu kanti NDC tuo mu ka every month nti no o ma me se de besi bia NCA no o mu fo mu ho adwene
Bosha baba akuno we no di kai na oboye chi no enti ka Bosha baba to be there thank you very much
I know him very well. He's my good friend, in fact. And I am appealing to politicians not to politicize homosexualism. Because if we don't take care, in our bid to try to be politically right, we'll be offending people who love us dearly. And I have a saying that the people who love you, don't hurt them. And so let us think about the welfare of them. Let's also know that the religious even community, and not just the religious community, the traditionalists, the culture, and our kings and our chiefs are also against it. So let's find a place well in our heart to make sure this bill doesn't become like what it became the last time. We wish President John Dramani Mahama well. He's somebody that I will not hide away from. I know him very well. He's my good friend. In fact, you can say you don't have his number. I have his number. And I'm not ashamed to say I have his number. He's my big brother. Do you understand? Yeah. Somebody I revere. And sometimes you have a relationship with somebody. I'm praying that God helps him to get the people around him to build him to that capacity where he will come to that place and know that the God of the assemblies of God he serves will protect and support him. Definitely. Regardless of what his situation is. God, and the same God has been his source of inspiration this many years past to today, will be his hope for the days to come. Lord Dina Mahama, his wife will be protected, his children will be protected, and nothing will happen to him. That thing of that fear that is being placed on our leaders in Africa, this nonsense must stop.
What am I calling one word for
it's in your sabi asorema. Asorema mo asofo. Ejina pulpit so ekasa di NPP.
This nonsense.
Ekasa mo say obi timi kasa me sofo say me kwotwa ba NPP amba obehunu.
And on the board so.
Ene. Odimo anji o. Se say asofo ni nyina. Ya sort omo out. Omo ni mo butu edidi. Wa ye ka kire wo say anya bia party no. Ensi say ye boa wo. Ye twa oba school fees. Anya bia no oniema bi na ekoye ma no ene osofo no ko and let it be osofo
na do dey no dey the number it's not your enemy I na do dey no dey the number
of people we have in this country
so ye bibia na dey want the number no
wotimi ba and ne what preach was Sunday o say a Christopher so ye doso and na sofo ejina so can NPP e the demonic party enti mo to abenche no mo to abetia ene ejina mu asofo no
onu didi wo so awudi ekire ekoto abaro wo anya hwe odo da board so odidi peche no ya
Gege